To make a great movie, you have to think about every little thing. To pack the right punch, every shot, every line, and every scene has to be carefully put together. But no matter how good a movie is, there is usually one scene that stands out more than the rest, becoming one of the most well-known scenes in movie history. Today, we will talk about the top 10 craziest movie scenes of all time. But before we start our countdown, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon. Number 10. Saving Private Ryan, D-Day Landing. Omaha Beach is attacked by Saving Private Ryan in the movie. One thing that shows how scary this scene is how hard it is to watch. As the British and American soldiers seem to be marching to their deaths, Spielberg seems to make sure that every shot shows the most important and terrifying details. It sounds so real when the guns go off, because the director asked every theater that showed the movie to turn up the sound as much as possible. Also, the gunfire you hear in the scene was recorded with rifles from the time to make the scene seem even more brutal and real. This scene is exactly what the word grim means. Spielberg took away 60% of the color from it to show how dark the D-Day landings were. People have been amazed by this battle scene for over 20 years. Number 9. Blade Runner, Tears in the Rain. From war to words, here is one of the best one-person speeches ever. At the end of Ridley Scott's Blade Runner, Rutger Hauer gives a speech called Tears in the Rain. Even though it's short, what stands out is how powerful it is. Roy Batty, the character played by Hauer, is an AI who is aware that this is his last breath. In his poem about life, he says, "I've seen things you wouldn't believe." These 42 words are a powerful echo of Batty's struggle with death. A robot that was made to kill saves a life as a poetic act of defiance. Number 8. Casablanca, the start of a beautiful friendship. In the end of this movie, Rick, played by Humphrey Bogart, leaves with Major Louis Renault to fight in the war. He does this after giving up his love for Ilsa and saving her so she can leave with her husband, a war hero. This scene is more than just the bright lights of the runway and the mystery of Casablanca in the 1940s. It also has a deeper meaning. Rick's talk about a beautiful friendship was about how the United States became more involved in World War II to help the Allies. Number 7. Toy Story 2, Jess's Song. It is still one of the craziest scenes ever. This is Jesse's song from Toy Story 2, which won many awards. This scene broke the hearts of both adults and children when we learned about the tragic past of the new character, Jessie. When She Loved Me's slow and sad guitar twangs play over the cowgirl's story of love and being left, it really sets the mood. It makes Jessie feel even more nostalgic when she thinks about her old owner. As if those were the good old days. When Jessie is left at an old toy donation truck in the fall, the leaves show that change is always happening. Even though this is supposed to be a movie for kids, this scene is very well done. Number 6. Pulp Fiction, The Dance. This is a famous dance scene from a movie. Pulp Fiction was made by Quentin Tarantino. Even though the whole movie might not be happy, it is definitely dark, stylish, and violent. The most famous example of this style is the dance scene at Jackrabbit Slim's. It might be better to enjoy the little things about this moment. The dancers, Vincent and Mia, waltz home with the trophy after this scene. We think, which is not a big surprise, that they won the competition. But later in the movie, we hear very faintly on a TV show that the diner's dance trophy had been stolen. Number 5. The Usual Suspects, The Final Reveal. From an unbelievable secret to an unbelievable surprise. How The Usual Suspects ends. This was a surprise turn of events that nobody saw coming. The best part of the movie is when the main character, Verbal Kint, who always walks with a limp, suddenly starts to walk in a stylish way. The story in The Usual Suspects is so good that you never even think the murderer might be making it up. When Verbal Kint leaves the police station and the detective realizes everything he's been told is a lie, the film shows how effective parallel editing can be in the right hands. Watching these two plot lines come together and tie up the story perfectly at the same time is a wonderful way to end a wonderful movie. Number 4. Interstellar, Years of Messages. The Years of Messages scene in Interstellar may be the most unique and craziest movie scene ever. Cooper, played by Matthew McConaughey, looks back at all the messages his son and daughter have sent over the years. When he's in deep space, time moves more slowly for him. And a few hours in a galaxy far away have turned into 30 years on Earth. He reads old letters from his son, who grows up, finds love, has a child, and then loses that child. Then, in the end, he gives up trying to send messages to his father, who is traveling through space. This scene's seriousness hits like a freight train. McConaughey's heartbreaking performance drives the point home. He doesn't know what to feel: pride, sadness, or a strong desire to be with his kids. Even though the movie is very exciting, this scene is very human. Number 3. American Psycho, Business Card. In American Psycho, the surrealism keeps getting weirder as the movie goes on. In the scene with the business cards, we see this almost dreamlike style of filmmaking for the first time. In the boardroom, Patrick Bateman and his Wall Street friends and rivals look at each other's business cards. Every little thing matters as each card is taken out. The differences between the colors bone and eggshell, as well as the differences between flat and raised letters. When the cards are taken out of their overpriced holders, they make strange swooshing sounds. As the selfish men in this scene compete, the bad things those people did are broken down in this movie. The tension at that table is so strong that it's hard to forget and almost funny. And that makes it one of the best movie scenes ever. Number 2. No Country for Old Men, The Coin Toss. No Country for Old Men. The performances stand out the most. Anton Chigurh, played by Javier Bardem, is unbeatable. He is calm but crazy, and he holds the life of the gas station clerk in his hands. In this scene, he almost seems to be playing death, since the life or death of an innocent man depends on which side of a coin is up. The fact that there is no music in this scene is the most impressive thing about it. The nervous energy of the clerk could be cut with a butter knife. Here, the quiet says a lot about the two men who are in the spotlight. This scene also has beautiful cinematography, like a long shot of a crumpled candy wrapper slowly unwinding on the cash register as if giving in to Chigurh's scary and menacing nature. This scene is a classic and the craziest one to watch if you want to have a heart attack while watching a movie. Number 1. Rocky II, The Training Scene. Rocky II is a movie that may be one of the most well-known in movie history. Rocky trains for his big fight while iconic horns play in the background. As he runs through the streets, the music seems to motivate him. This scene not only shows how Rocky got where he is by working hard, but it also shows how Sylvester Stallone got where he is today. A year ago, he was a desperate but unsuccessful actor in Hollywood who parked cars on the side. A year later, he was at the Oscars, two of the best examples of how poor people can become wealthy. Even though the training scene doesn't have much action, it shows that sometimes the climb is the most important part, but it does lead to the craziest fight scene ever. That's it for today. We hope you found our video interesting. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new uploads. Thanks for watching.